Girlfriend Tarot, and this is going to be your new moon in Aries solar eclipse energy reading. And so what I want you to keep in mind when it comes to this round of zodiac readings is my focus is on the ascendant. And so I'm going to talk about where these energies are going to be hitting you within your housing aspects. So if you are a Libra ascendant, listen up. This may also resonate, though, if you are a Libra sun and a Libra moon. Keep that in mind. If you don't know what your rising sign is, you can easily pull your birth chart from any free natal chart website like Cafe Astrology or AstroSeek, but you're going to need to know your birth time. Without your birth time, there really is no ascendant to work with. But Libra knows a lot about relationships, right? Balancing relationships, but this eclipse is going to take things to the next level. So I do feel this eclipse is definitely hitting your 7th house of one-on-one relationships. This deals with compromise, commitment, and, a significant other. And so an awakening, some type of awakening is taking place with this eclipse when it comes to partnerships and marriage. And you're definitely being challenged, I'm going to say, when it comes to reflecting on your sovereignty and your freedom. Are you a sovereign being in a relationship? Do you have freedom in a relationship? Are you codependent? Is another codependent on you? Because Mars is ruler of this eclipse, is Cancer energy, which will be charging up your 10th house. And so the 10th house is the house of fate. It is also our midhaven. It has to do with our purpose, our authority. And so there's another layer kind of adding into the mix with this eclipse, kind of making things very emotional. And so whether this is an emotional tie to a family legacy or your identity, maybe as a parental figure. So what I want to say is get ready to set some firm boundaries for yourself. And this is going to be for the sake of your relationship if you want to be able to move forward. And so this eclipse, oh my God, Mercury retrograde has really got me fumbling on my words. But this eclipse is also going to square off with Pluto. So there's going to be a massive change, maybe a change of heart or a desire for recognition. So this could be like choosing between two people. It doesn't have to be. But I feel like this energy of a total eclipse of the heart. And actually, as I was, getting all my stuff ready to come in and channel your energies, I kept hearing, I think it's Belinda Carlisle. I don't know who sings it. Maybe it's not. But it's way back from like the 80s. And I kept hearing, all I want to do is make love to you. So you got somebody that might want to make love to you. Or maybe you're reflecting on a romantic relationship here. But let's see what else needs to come through with the cards. I'm starting off with the Pure Magic Oracle deck. We're going to clarify these oracle messages with the tarot. So we got the Jinn energy, the Jinn, which is like a genie energy, 19. So a fall of the ego. This has to do with karmic debt. And 19 is associated with narcissism, extreme codependencies within a relationship. So this is about taking the mask off. This is about authenticity and a service mission. I think you got a big choice to make here, yeah. And I do feel something is about to come full circle. 1911. This ultimately is 111, so I want to say instant manifestation. I feel you're saying a final goodbye to somebody. There's going to be a final goodbye and a final release because I think you've broken a spell or like a family curse or a hex of some sort. And so there is going to be a final goodbye and a choice is going to be made when it comes to relationships. So let's see what else needs to come through for you, Libra. Sun, Moon, Rising, Libra. What else does Libra need to be aware of with these eclipse energies? Well, I think there's going to be a fallout. A whole pile just fell out. You know what? No, I'm going to put them all back in. There's going to be a fallout. I think you're ready for a fallout of some sort in order to reorient you. And that's what eclipses do. They come in to show you what needs to leave your life. And so somebody, I feel, is leaving your life. Ooh, I like this. Baraka. This came out in Virgo rising. So I feel like you've had a tight grip on something. Maybe you've been in a power struggle with another person and trying to assert your strength and force your will upon somebody. But it's time to expand. 21 is the world card. And so I also linked 21 to the Sisterhood of the Rose, Mary Magdalene. Oh my gosh, we got a 4 now. Earth Mother. So you're going through a massive psychic recharge. I'm talking to somebody that is likely a grounded healer, a spiritual mentor that has many, many layers to who they are. You could be a mother. This is definitely about a foundation. 4s are about foundation, divine protection. And then we get the Belladonna Visions. This one's been coming out a lot in the readings too. 28 breaking down to a 10. So you're going to want to take caution. There is a major cycle coming to completion, and you're going to have to go within and trust in your inner guidance. That's where the clarity is going to come from. And I do feel you need to stand firm in some boundaries here. Ooh. And then we get the vervain everlasting on the bottom of the deck. And so this is a 9. So something has reached the end here. When we get to the 9, we are closing out a cycle. Something needs to end in order for completion to start back over at 1, right? And so maybe you were spellbound by somebody, but I feel a realignment, a soul realignment. As you go through this release, I want you to know that you are protected. It might feel like you're burning up in a flame or something. It feels like rebirth by fire. So I think you're going to want to say a little prayer. Say a little prayer for me. But I do feel this is about a collective mission. And so there's a major, major lesson being learned here. Maybe about forcing something. We can't force connections, right? It's either going to flow or it's not. So if you've been in a power struggle dynamic with somebody, I do feel it's time to recharge, to release, to stand firm in some boundaries, because there is an everlasting connection trying to come through here. And maybe you've been spellbound by somebody when it comes to something that needs to be released here. But we're going to clarify these energies with the crystal stone deck. It's actually a beautiful sunny day here today. I know I got a full plate. I got a new bedroom set being delivered for my oldest daughter. That was a challenge. So I feel like a redo, like a second chance. This is actually my second attempt to record your reading. So something about a second chance, a redo. But let's clarify what we got going on here. Oh, the cards are giving me a hard time. I feel like you've been all up in your head. Okay, Baraka clarified by Lepidolite. Lepidolite. You're going to have to chill. Maybe run a bubble bath. Meditation is really going to serve you well, but I feel like this ending is going to bring you down to rock bottom in the fetal position. And there's like this pressurized energy about to explode. Maybe you're about to freak out. Aries 7th house could mean a huge freak out in a relationship. What I also want to say is maybe it's time to take a break from social media, put the phone down, detach, maybe go into the hermit mode of do not disturb. You need to be by yourself here for a little bit, I think, and you need to relax a little bit. You might want to take some deep breaths as you kind of let go of a very dramatic situation, likely something that didn't even belong to you anyway. We get Muscovite clarifying the Earth Mother. And so this is where you develop your foresight, your intuition. So you could be going through a third eye expansion. I think you've been asking yourself, what do I need to know? What do I need to know? And I think you're not going to see this ending coming. And so I feel get ready to see a glimpse into the future is what I'm feeling. And so a supernatural, synchronistic third eye activation. And I think you want to believe, but it's like you've been missing the signs, Libra. And so there's definitely a big problem here that you've been trying to solve logically. And let me just say, logic isn't going to solve this problem that you've got going on. You're about to blow the lid off of something here. I think you've been either trying to micromanage a situation, or you've been micromanaged by somebody. I heard Moldavite, and that's weird. I don't even have Moldavite out here, but I feel like a psycho-spiritual scrub. And then the belladonna is clarified by obsidian. And so this is definitely about protecting your soul, protecting your energy. I think you're releasing and cutting out all kinds of negative people and patterns. Could be dealing with a Scorpio, or you could have heavy Scorpio in your chart. Something about a Scorpio. I think you're going to get stung. You know, Scorpios kind of are like this concealed weapon, right? And then they come in with all of this bad juju and they sting you when you least expect it. And so I feel something is very dark. I think there's a lot of dark forces at work here, and you're being asked to dig in and arm yourself and protect yourself, because it feels like you're throttling backwards. And then on the bottom of the deck, kind of pairing it up with the Vervain Everlasting, we get Azurite. And so this is about truth. Blue is linked to the throat. And so where have you been materialistic and vain, or always craving the next shiny thing? And that's not a judgment. Okay, Libra, that's not a judgment. So Libra rising, you would have Taurus in your 8th house. So maybe you're transforming something to do with money. You could be losing a lot of material wealth due to some materialistic and vain cravings. I'm not saying that's for everybody. You very well could be dealing with a Leo or somebody that's got a Leo. And let's face it, no judgments here. We all can be a little bit materialistic, right? And so I think get ready to arm yourself with a spiritual shovel to dig yourself out of a prison that you've created, like an 8 of Swords energy. And that's that Libra, right? Indecision, worry, indecision, worry and indecision. And so I think you've concealed a true desire, and you've constructed a false sense of security around yourself, maybe with a Scorpio. And so what I want to say is material pleasures aren't here to give us a buzz. We're not here to use material things to fill voids inside of us. And so maybe it's time to take a break from social media, snapping selfies, seeking that outside validation and chasing shiny things. I'm not sure, but I think it's time to shake off a bit of shallowness here. It's time to dive deep. It's time to dive deep. And so I think if you've had questions, those answers are coming. But let's see what needs to come through with the tarot. So I'm going to do 5 cards, and we're going to anchor them down for a total of 10. So somebody's feeling foolish. Somebody's feeling foolish. The Fool reversed is somebody made a foolish judgment call. This is like a hard fall. This is definitely a zeroing out of some karma, a karmic reset of some sort. But it's like a fall energy. There's a fall, and there was a foolish decision made, and I feel somebody feels like they've been dangling on strings, on somebody's puppet strings. And there's this newfound drive, this newfound spark with the Ace of Wands. And so a new passionate drive, a new creative beginning here, and maybe this is you coming into an abundance of downloads about a new creative endeavor. But you got to rise above the clouds and the confusion, and maybe you need to be accountable for a foolish decision that you made. So swap around the energies. This could be somebody you're connected to too. So energies are interchangeable. So keep that in mind as well, Libra. But let's see what's going on here. So far I feel Leo and Scorpio energy. So you might want to see where that is at in your chart, Taurus. Naturally, the 8th house would be ruled by Scorpio, so you would likely have like an inverse dragon's head and tail energy going on there. So dragons might resonate with you. Don't be afraid of the dragon energy. I love the dragons. Oh, this one stayed on the bottom. We're gonna keep that, and we're gonna set that aside, I guess. The 6 of Cups. Unpacking some past memories. Going back through time and space. Some memories here are coming up. Could be a reunion. We got the 5 of Swords anchored down by the 9 of Swords. Or the 5 of Swords reversed, anchored down by the 9 of Swords. The Page of Swords, or the Apprentice of Swords, anchored down by the 6 of Wands. I like that. I think it's time to just throw in the towel and wave the white flag. I think you've been fighting with somebody for a long time, and it's time to give up the fight. It's time to learn something new here. Strength, dead central energy, Leo. It's time to master your spiritual strength. And then we get the Keeper of Coins. We got the Queen of Coins in reverse. Somebody here doesn't know their worth and their value. Queen of Coins reversed is very ungrounded, not stable, could be codependent financially on somebody else, maybe a Leo. There's codependencies here. Underlying energy, the Champion of Swords in reverse. We got the Knight of Swords in reverse. Anchored down by the Moon reverse. There's a major wake-up call. There's going to be a fight. Some harsh words spoken. There's going to be an unexpected ending, an unexpected departure, and this is going to break somebody free from an illusion because they were dancing with the devil. You got to cut some cords here. You're dealing with a snake, maybe a Capricorn, could be dealing with a Pisces or a Cancer, doesn't have to be, but we got the Devil anchored down by the Apprentice of Wands. Wow. Bottom of the deck, we got the Wheel. So there is some type of entanglement here that has prevented you from moving forward. And so this is the time to take a risk, to take a leap of faith, but I also feel needing to address, you know, taking a risk and maybe going in the wrong direction and bring something back into balance. Because your happily ever after awaits, Libra. We got the Ten of Cups, plenty of material things, plenty of emotional contentment, but you've got to admit to yourself where you've been watering a dead tree. With a connection where I feel there's been a lack of vitality, a lack of life, fun. The sun is, you know, good times, and so I feel you've been missing something here. You've been missing the point. You've not been seeing something clearly. And I do feel the Seven of Coins is like, it's time to move now. It's time to plant those new seeds in another direction, and it's time to address a karmic cycle here where you're failing to learn a lesson. You're failing to see things, the world reverse. So Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, Aquarius, and I think you've been dancing with the devil. And it's kind of time to free fall into this new beginning. And this might be like a very painful heart awakening. Now we've got the Queen of Cups in reverse. This could be awakening to some falsehoods. It's like the energy of walking the walk of shame. There's been a lack of healing. There's been a situation that I feel needs to die away. We've got the Four of Swords on this side. We got the Two of Swords indicating blocks. Like, I don't want to see this clearly. I don't want to look at this. And then we got the walk of shame with the truth. And so there is a need to move on from something. And I do feel this might be heartbreaking, because I think you've kind of held on to something for a long time and used maybe a person or a relationship to fill a void. And so what do you need to walk away from for this new beginning? Libra. I notice on this Libra, we got the two twin towers here. And so I feel like a divine connection is trying to come in here, but you got to get honest with yourself. I think maybe you self-sabotaged. I think you're having a hard time sleeping at nighttime. I feel like you're being haunted in dream space, or maybe you're waking up in the middle of the night, having nightmares. And so, but with the 5 reversed and the 9, we do get the 4 of Swords. And so this is the energy of, you got to get honest with yourself here. You got to dig a little bit deeper. And so with the Apprentice energy, the Apprentice, you know, is willing to learn something new, to dig a little bit deeper. I do feel victory here, but there needs to be somebody here that speaks up and says, hey, I'm all done fighting. Victory after sorrow, but there is a need to address some codependencies here. And maybe you've held on because of the memories. There could be a deep past life soul tie here. And I do feel you cutting somebody out. You got to cut cords with something toxic here. The Champion of Swords reverses, there's going to be a fight. There's going to be an argument. It's going to break somebody free from an illusion for sure. This is like a major wake-up call. You could be dealing with the Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. But I feel you're going to have to harness your strength to master this lesson. We can't hold on to the past because of the memories. Is how I see this. And so if you want your happily ever after, you are going to have to dig yourself out of the mess here that you made. And it will require learning something new. So once you cut cords with that devil, I do feel you're going to be stepping into a brand new energy here. And so, Capricorn, you know, the devil does come up dressed as everything we could have ever wanted, and we all know that that's a trick, right? So you also could be dealing with somebody that behaves very childishly with the pages coming through, but I do think it's time to learn something new. And it's time to, you know, unpack all of these old memories, release them, and make peace with the past. And so I do feel there could be a renewal. But let's clarify this Six of Cups. This could speak of a reconciliation. The Chariot, Cancer, maybe with Cancer. The Eight of Wands in reverse, challenges and delays. And we get the Star reverse. So I feel like you've painted over a situation and tried to make things work, and you can't keep painting over this third-party situation. There could be drugs here. There could be codependencies here. There could be another person. There's something here toxic and addictive. And I do feel it's a wake-up call with the Judgment. So I feel like you have to choose to pull yourself out of this dark, desolate energy. Aquarius could be dealing with an Aquarius. This could be a past life pattern. This could be a childhood pattern. You could be dealing with a catalyst that came in to awaken you to some past life patterns in order for you to get your emotions in check. But I feel there's some challenges, there's some delays, there could have been some blocked communication. Maybe you've blocked your own blessings, you blocked your own wishes coming true. But I feel like somebody's getting ready to speak up. And what I want to say is this is coming in like a wrecking ball. But it's going to remove these blocks, and it's going to make you realize where you need to address these codependencies that are stemming around some type of an abandonment wound. So I feel you're reconnecting to your higher self. What I want to say is the divine is stepping in, and I feel you've tapped into some Akashic records, the Akashic book, and we can no longer ignore this big elephant in the room because you've juggled for a long time. You've got yourself all tangled up in a mess here. And I do feel a connection needs to come to an end in order for you to go towards maybe a reunion with somebody else, maybe a Taurus. But that's kind of what I got, Libra. I hope this helped. I hope this resonated. If you would like to book a personal or a soulmate reading with me, check out the description box below. And I look forward to seeing you all again next time. Thanks.